The Bold and the Beautiful. Explosive twists and tensions shake Los Angeles. October 6 to 24. The Bold and the Beautiful is entering a turbulent storm of betrayal, fury, and shifting alliances as October unfolds. From Steffy Forrester's explosive wrath to Luna Nozawa's desperate secrets, the coming weeks promise relentless drama. Old feuds erupt, secrets threaten to shatter lives, and alliances are tested in every direction. What starts as whispers of scandal is rapidly snowballing into a full-blown crisis that will rock the foundations of multiple families. Steffy's wrath is unleashed. Steffy Forrester has never been one to hold back her fury, and Luna Nozawa is about to take the full brunt of it. After months of building tension and deception, Steffy finally gets wind of Luna's continuing manipulations and explosive secret. The result? Nothing short of a verbal blitzkrieg. Luna's very presence becomes intolerable to Steffy, especially given the tangled web of lies that continues to unravel. This isn't just a confrontation, it's a war cry. When Steffy strikes, it won't just be words. Her rage is icy and focused, and Luna will be forced to stand her ground or crumble under the pressure. But Luna's nightmare is far from over. Luna's secret refuge and shocking pregnancy reveal as Steffy's anger brews. Luna is hiding, but not well enough. Tucked away at the Spencer estate, she's attempting to stay off the radar. But the secret is out. Not only is Luna alive, she's pregnant. And the man who finds out first? Dr. John Finnegan. Finn's discovery sends shockwaves through the Forrester and Spencer families. He doesn't just feel betrayed, he's furious. Luna has not only hidden her survival but also a pregnancy that may tie her forever to someone in his family. Worse still, Finn has to deal with the brutal realization that Lee Finnegan, his own mother, has played a part in enabling Luna's deception. Finn's moral compass goes haywire as he processes the betrayal. He storms the Spencer estate, confronting Luna with a flurry of accusations and demands. Luna scrambles to defend herself, but her explanations barely hold weight. The idea that she's kept her pregnancy secret, all while drama exploded in the Forrester family, leaves Finn in a state of emotional chaos. His trust is broken, and his sense of justice demands answers. Lee Finnegan faces the music. Lee thought she was doing the right thing. Or at least that's what she tells herself. But as Finn's fury boils over, Lee must reckon with her own guilt. She helped Luna disappear. She gave her sanctuary. And now? She's facing the fallout. The entire Forrester and Spencer clans want answers. Lee is stuck between her professional duty and her emotional involvement. She made a reckless decision, and the consequences are now flooding in. Lee begins to unravel as she watches the chaos spiral. For once, the normally composed doctor must face her own role in the destruction. Her silence, her choices, and her misguided attempts to control the narrative have led to a storm that she cannot contain. And it's only getting worse. Bridget Forrester takes control, the DNA bombshell amidst the escalating drama. Bridget Forrester returns to the scene with precision and purpose. She's not here to talk, she's here to test. At the Spencer estate, Bridget takes charge of the paternity testing, determined to get to the truth behind Luna's pregnancy. No tricks, no manipulation, just facts. Katie Logan, standing strong beside Bridget, is more confident than ever that the games are over. With Bridget's professionalism in play, there's no room left for Luna's evasiveness. The truth will come out, and Katie's ready to use it. But Luna isn't as calm. Her nerves are showing, her silence heavier than usual. As Bridget collects the samples, Luna's mask slips just enough. Doubt creeps in. Could the real father be someone unexpected? Is Luna hiding another layer of truth? If she's hoping to contain the fallout, it may already be too late. Poppy Nozawa's shock and Taylor Brooks' secret pact. The news of Luna's survival and pregnancy reaches Poppy Nozawa like a thunderbolt. But what stuns her even more is learning that Lee, her own sister, is tangled in the mess. Shock turns to fury, and the family schism between the Nozawas grows deeper. Poppy's maternal instincts clash with her anger as she confronts the harsh reality that her daughter has dragged them all into a scandal no one saw coming. Meanwhile, Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan form a quiet alliance. For once, they agree on something. Steffy doesn't need to know about Luna just yet. Not until Luna is locked up or removed from the picture again. The idea of Steffy learning the truth, especially about Luna's pregnancy, could trigger another round of chaos they're not prepared to deal with. This fragile truce between Taylor and Brooke shows how serious the situation has become. When these two lifelong rivals agree to keep secrets, you know disaster is looming. Hope, Dickie, and the fashion reboot. As the family drama rages, Hope Logan shifts her attention towards something that might actually inspire her. Reviving hope for the future. And who comes knocking at the perfect time? Dickie Sharp. Dickie wants in. He's eager to prove himself in the fashion world, and Hope is in a position to give him that chance. Moved by his sincerity, and perhaps by her own desire to escape the family mess, Hope begins drafting plans for a new collection, with Dickie as a lead designer. It's a gamble, but one that could pay off big if Hope for the future hits the runway again with a fresh face. Behind it, week of October 13 to 17, the test results as the paternity results arrive. The tension reaches its breaking point. Bridget gathers the family. Katie waits with bated breath. Luna can hardly breathe. The results are about to define the future. Not just for Luna, but for Will Spencer, who stands at the center of this paternity mystery. If Will is the father, his entire life shifts. If he's not, then who is? Will is either moments away from relief or devastation. And the results won't just affect him, Electra Forrester has a stake in this too. The moment she learns that Luna may be pregnant with Will's child, she has a choice: stand by him or walk away. Her reaction could turn this into a public scandal that damages not just reputations, but entire legacies. Hope and Liam, wedding bells or wedding bluffs. As this paternity bombshell unfolds, Liam Spencer and Hope Logan find themselves drawing closer than ever. After everything they've endured, betrayal, heartbreak, chaos, they're finally considering marriage again. The conversations are quiet, personal, and full of longing. Beth Spencer is a loud advocate for the reunion. Her obsession with seeing Hope and Liam married again weighs heavily on both parents. It's more than a child's wish. It's a reflection of stability, of healing, and maybe even redemption. Hope and Liam begin looking at venues, talking to Carter Walton, and considering guest lists. The possibility of a wedding is no longer just a fantasy, it's a real, tangible step forward. Carter and Daphne, an unexpected alliance. Carter Walton, usually the composed legal advisor in the Forrester universe, is struggling. The chaos around him is relentless, and he finds an unexpected source of comfort in Daphne Rose. She steps in at the right moment, patient, supportive, and ready to stand by him. Together, they navigate the fallout of the family battles, helping each other through the wreckage. Daphne's role may be understated, but it's becoming increasingly essential. As Carter finds himself drawn to her calm presence, a new dynamic may emerge, one that gives him the emotional balance he desperately needs. Week of October 20 to 24, confrontations and confirmations as the month builds to a climax. All eyes return to Steffy Forrester, and she doesn't disappoint. Her return is nothing short of explosive. With Luna back in the picture and now confirmed pregnant, Steffy unleashes her full fury. Every ounce of rage, every betrayal, every buried emotion, it all comes to the surface. Luna faces the reckoning she's been dreading. Steffy doesn't just want answers, she wants revenge. The two women collide in a confrontation that leaves the entire room shaken. There's no going back now. And just when you think things can't get messier, they do. New secrets, new loyalties, and an old war ignited once more. The fallout from Luna's pregnancy will stretch far beyond paternity. It threatens to upend every relationship, every family, every business deal in Los Angeles. What comes next? The Bold and the Beautiful is at a breaking point. The tangled lives of the Forresters, Spencers, and Nozawas are imploding. With Hope and Liam possibly heading to the altar, Luna fighting to protect her future, and Steffy hellbent on vengeance. The stage is set for a final, devastating blow. Don't blink. The chaos is just getting started. The Bold and the Beautiful. DNA, deceit, and the implosion of trust. October's scandal erupts in a month already drowning in deception, betrayal, and fractured alliances. The Forrester dynasty faces a full-blown internal crisis that threatens to split the family apart. The spotlight, which had only begun to dim after Luna Nozawa's shocking pregnancy reveal, explodes back into blinding intensity as a scandal emerges that not only questions science, but loyalty, morality, and truth itself. It all begins with what was supposed to be the final word. Bridget Forrester, highly respected in both family and profession, confidently delivers what she calls an absolutely conclusive result. The paternity test was expected to shut down rumors and speculation surrounding Luna's baby. With months of tension simmering across the Spencer, Forrester, and Nozawa households, this test was meant to be the sword that cuts through chaos. Bridget assures everyone the results are airtight, untainted, and legally binding. But in true Bold and the Beautiful fashion, the moment relief dares to settle in, a bombshell detonates, and this time, it comes through email. An anonymous email crashes into the middle of a private executive meeting at Forrester Creations. It contains not just accusations but digital receipts, a full audit trail of the paternity test's handling, and a damning revelation: the sample chain was breached. A single log entry, time-stamped during the sealing of the sample tubes, suggests unauthorized access or tampering. The implication is immediate and terrifying. Bridget's so-called airtight test was compromised. Panic ignites behind closed doors. The room falls into a vacuum of silence until Finn, already suspicious from his private discoveries, unleashes the next firestorm. He plays a recording, a private conversation captured between Poppy Nozawa and her daughter Luna. The audio is short but piercing. Poppy speaks in hushed, deliberate tones, referencing a long-term plan that must stay on track no matter what happens after the test. It's enough to make everyone in the room question everything. Suddenly, the narrative flips. The scandal isn't just about a sample error. It's a web of manipulation that could stretch back months. Luna's pregnancy, once viewed as accidental or unfortunate, now hangs under the shadow of strategy and ambition. At that moment, Brooke Logan steps into her power. She doesn't scream, she doesn't cry, she takes command. The room shifts. In full CEO mode, Brooke announces the immediate formation of a rapid response team tasked with investigating every aspect of the sample's journey, from collection to sealing to storage and transportation. She demands names, timestamps, camera footage, and verification at every checkpoint. She gives the lab 12 hours to cooperate or face full legal action. Brooke has no patience left. The Forresters are not going to be made fools of, not again. Then she turns her gaze to Bill Spencer. With cold precision, Brooke demands full financial transparency. If Luna has received any form of financial backing, direct or indirect, from Bill or his subsidiaries, it must be disclosed, on paper, immediately. She cites conflict of interest, protection of company integrity, and liability avoidance. Bill resists. He doesn't appreciate the implication. But this isn't a request. It's a strategic extraction. Brooke gives him two options: cooperate or be dragged into an external investigation. Reluctantly, Bill agrees. He signs off on the document authorizing a deep dive into all financials connected to Luna. But Katie Logan moves faster. She starts combing through Bill's financial disclosures before the ink dries. And what she finds isn't just suspicious, it's damning. A trust fund, established quietly through an offshore intermediary, funnels money to a shell entity that in turn distributes funds for academic and medical support services, all linked to Luna. The timeline matches her medical leave and early pregnancy months. Katie immediately confronts Bill. His silence is enough to confirm her worst fears. He knew. He funded something, possibly everything, and didn't tell anyone. The web tightens. Meanwhile, Bridget, shaken and professionally wounded, prepares to redo the paternity test. The Forrester name is at stake. But just as the process is set to begin again, a curveball slices through the chaos. A third control sample appears, one not part of the original test, nor handled by the original lab. It arrives with formal documentation and is verified as being sent by none other than Lee Finnegan. Along with the sample, she includes a detailed affidavit of independent cold storage, transport verification, and biometric tracking. This sample was never out of her control. Bridget runs the third test. All eyes are on her. No room for error. And the result? It contradicts the original report. The paternity flips. The father is not the man identified in the first result. And with that, Poppy Nozawa becomes the epicenter of a hurricane she can no longer deny. The test was compromised. The manipulation is real. But if she didn't alter the original results, then who did? And more importantly, why? The timing of the audio recording now becomes critical. The long-term plan, discussed between Poppy and Luna, occurs precisely within the window where the sample sealing was compromised. It's no longer a coincidence. The implication is clear. Someone knew the results were being tampered with, and they were actively coordinating the fallout before the results were even read. The scandal explodes across every corner of the Forrester and Spencer worlds. Allegiances begin to fracture. Finn confronts Poppy with a mix of disgust and disbelief. Lee accuses her sister of orchestrating an entire fraud to elevate Luna's social and financial standing. Brooke demands Luna be removed from all Forrester-related projects until a full audit and ethics review is complete. Katie calls for legal action. Bill retreats, under scrutiny from both family and press. And Luna? She disappears again. Steffi, freshly returned and fully briefed, doesn't waste time. Her rage is volcanic. She storms into Forrester, publicly denouncing Luna in front of the design team and legal board. She threatens to press charges, to sue for corporate fraud, to blacklist anyone complicit. The showdown between Steffi and Poppy is brutal. No holds barred. Poppy pleads that she never intended for things to spiral out of control. Steffi doesn't flinch. "You didn't lose control," she hisses. "You calculated it." Meanwhile, Hope and Liam, momentarily pushed into the background, can't ignore the rising stakes. The chaos forces them into conversations about ethics, parenting, and the kind of legacy they're building for Beth. The wedding talk that once filled the air now feels distant, unsure. Hope questions whether they can build anything real with lies polluting the very foundation they're standing on. As October barrels forward, one thing is clear: the damage is real, the betrayal is undeniable, and the storm isn't over. The Forresters are facing their deepest scandal yet, not from an outsider, but from within. The question is no longer, who did it? But, how deep does it go? And when the truth finally detonates, when every lie is exposed, there may be nothing left to rebuild. Stay tuned. The real reckoning is still to come.